This video is brought to you by EA Game Changers. Hello everyone! EA was kind enough to invite me to Simscamp again this year so I could record some footage from the new expansion pack, Discover University. I'll be going through all of the gameplay aspects in this video, and if you'd like to see any create a sim or build object type of deals, that'll be in a separate video linked in the description. So without further ado, let's get started from the very beginning. How does your sim get to university? I'll be honest, this took me a few tries. I did apply. You can apply for university. I got an acceptance letter in the mail, and when I scrolled down, this said I got denied by both universities? I was just as upset as my sim, and then honestly, after we were both done crying, we were just hungry. But for some reason, even if you get denied, you can still just enroll. Anyways, both universities have the same degree programs, but each have their own distinguished degrees that you need like higher skills to be able to get into. I'm glad they added this. Also, each degree has its own degree benefits that comes in handy when you're looking for jobs. So if you're not good enough to get into one of the distinguished degrees at one university, you can go to the one at the other university. Kind of forces you to choose one that you may not want to go to though, which is a little bit weird. I thought this was pretty cool. You can choose how many classes you want, and you can choose an optional elective class which also counts towards your credits, which is pretty nice. Obviously, the more classes you take, the faster you'll graduate, but you'll also be super stressed. Then you get to choose where to live, whether you want to live in a dorm or off campus. Unfortunately, there are no sororities or fraternities though. F's in the chat. This is the breakdown of how much everything is going to cost you. Personally, I don't think it costs nearly enough. Like, I want to be broke, and this is not going to make my Sims go broke. Now, this next part I really didn't like. But it makes you move in with these roommates if they're already living there, and I'm like, I don't want to live with them. I just want to live with my own sim. But you can't move them out unless you cheat them out of your family with testing cheats. Now, if there's no one living there already, then you're fine, but it moved me in with these girls, and I had to control them, and I didn't want to do that. Taking a look at the outside of the dorm and the world around it, of course it is aesthetically beautiful. The Sims 4 is a very beautiful game. Now, gameplay-wise, we have to talk about that. So here is my first look at the dorms. Honestly, I think they did a pretty good job with the dorms. I don't hate them. They are left pretty empty so that you can clutter them up, and I'll show you how you do that in a minute because as you can see, you cannot edit this lot without cheats. So instead of assigning rooms, you just assign beds. You can assign them to anyone. And if you want to buy things for your room, they have these little like machines outside where you can buy university items, and you can buy like posters, bikes, laptops, rugs, lamps, literally anything you can think of from these things. Mini fridges, microwaves, tables, just furniture. Basically anything to liven up the room. There's a lot of cute things in here. Of course, you can always just cheat the free build mode and just build things the regular way, but if you want to do it the way it was intended, this is how it's done. Then those things go to your inventory and you drag and drop them into your room. I found this a little bit difficult because like things wouldn't fit in certain places, but I mean, I guess it kind of works. Also, you can drag and drop things outside of your room anywhere in the dorm as well, so you're not just restricted to your dorm room. We also got some new microwavable meals like pizza rolls and instant noodles and breakfast burritos. I actually thought these were really cute. I really like the pizza rolls, I'm not gonna lie. So then I headed back out because I needed a laptop because I couldn't literally do anything without a computer. So I bought a laptop, brought it back to my dorm, and put it on my desk. There is also computer locks as well, so you should be able to lock your computer and no one else in the dorm should be able to use it. And apparently at both universities, your roommates are a little bit different. So like in mine, we have like people playing music and like people bringing in home-cooked meals all the time. Like all the time. Look how much food is there. It also might be a smart idea to lock your dorm room door because everyone just likes to hang out in your room. I don't know why, but it's super annoying and this is not very realistic. I would have kicked everyone out of there if this were real life. So you can see all of your classes in your jobs panel. You can see what you need to do for coursework as well as your homework status. Some you have to give a presentation, some you have to submit a term paper. You have to like do these things kind of on your own and make sure you go and turn them in, which since the classes are rabbit holes, I found this to be kind of fun. So since I have to give a presentation, I have this little board in my inventory that I have to create. I have to have my sim work on this and get it all ready to go before she can actually present it, which is pretty cool. I did like this feature. You also have the option of doing it more sloppy or kind of refining it as many times as you want to make it really perfect. but you do have to remember to do these things yourself and present them yourself, because it's not just going to happen automatically, which I also think is really cool. Same applies for your final exam. If you miss that class on your final day, your score gets hit quite a bit. And it's really easy to miss that class because it's only like an hour long. I would know because I missed it the first time. Anyways, back to the dorms. They do all have communal bathrooms, but something that you might want to know is that dorms are not allowed to have stoves or ovens. So that's why microwaves are pretty much the only thing you can have. So luckily they're built on penthouse lots, kind of like apartments. So if you wanted to build a second story, you could do that and have the first story be like a cafeteria sort of deal. There are some new objects that make that kind of possible. So that's an idea. If you didn't like the no stove cooking situation with a microwave, you could do something like that. One aspect of the dorms that I really like is sometimes you'll get these like passive aggressive notes from your fellow peers living in the dorm with you.
Please follow the golden rule. I don't come into your room and touch your stuff. Do I? No, I don't.
Oh, those notes are great. I love when my Sims get aggressive. There's a lot of really good ones in there. So there really isn't too much to say about classes. I mean, they're just buildings. Your Sim will go into them. It's a rabbit hole. They'll be in there for a short amount of time. They'll come out. They'll go to the next class. It's just kind of bland. There's really not much to it. So this is the Foxbury Commons. I feel like this is the most empty of all the lots. I don't know why. I just feel like it should be a bit more lively. I mean, you can always edit it yourself, that's fine. But this is where you can find like little robot stations to work on making robots and doing that skill, which I do think is pretty cool, and it's very difficult. It's extremely difficult to make anything on this machine. It requires so many materials, which I think is fantastic and is a challenge, and that's what we need in The Sims 4 is challenges. If it's too easy, it's boring. So if anything's a challenge in this game, trust me when I say I am happy about it. So another new thing is organizations. They'll have organizations and have little get-togethers and little events. Turns out I was actually at one, but it really didn't seem like much was happening. So I assume that these are supposed to be very similar to clubs and club gatherings. And maybe it's just because I started a new save that there wasn't much to do, but it seems like the events weren't really events. People just kind of showed up and sat around. So this object is what I was talking about. If you wanted to have like more of a cafeteria type of vibe, you can order food from this. So at the library, they have these research and study centers where you can research all sorts of different things and then also study for the classes that you're taking as well. So she's been working on her presentation and she's about ready to turn it in. So I'm gonna show you how it's done so you don't fail. You can't blame me if you fail. It's pretty easy. Once you're done, you just click on it and say give final presentation. Do you get to see it? Of course not. She goes into the building, never to be seen again. Except for when she's done with the presentation. So little events like this will pop up, like School Spirit Day, which you can go take part in. I rode my bike about 2 feet forward from where I was because I'm lazy, and look who is here! My favorite person in the entire pack. Look at him. Bring out the dancing lobsters! And then that night, something wonderful happened. The robots took over the world! So then I adopted one, and then it kicked me out of university because he wasn't enrolled. So what did I do? I enrolled him, baby! And I somehow managed to catch a secret society meeting. I don't even know. But what I do know is that when I asked to join, they fled the scene. Also, if you were wondering, you can swim in the lakes of both of the universities, like districts. Thought that was cool and fun to add. You can swim with the little birdies. My sim literally went from looking dead to Jesus. We wanted to swim with the birds, now we own the birds. And last but not least, you can resize the bikes, larger or smaller. you everyone for watching my gameplay video of The Sims 4 Discover University. If you'd like to see Create a Sim or objects, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. Another big thank you to EA for inviting me out to Simscamp. It is always such an honor to go, and I have the best time, of course, in my element. I would love to hear your thoughts or concerns in the comments down below of what you think of the pack so far. Are you gonna get it? What do you think? Let me know. Don't forget the game comes out on November 15th for PC and Mac and December 17th for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye-bye!